Back on the ice with the day's pressure mounting, Chris checks in on the progress of his truck. Without it, his delivery will be smaller than promised, and he risks upsetting the local fish buyer.
If it's toast, I'm gonna wanna know. If it's not toast, I'm gonna wanna know. I just wanna know. I don't have any friends on my phone. I just got people who phone when breaks. Sad, eh? Did you get that hunk of junk in there? Why would it do that? Don't tell me you've never heard of that before, because I'm sick of hearing that. How long have you been doing parts and you've never heard of this? Why me? So yeah, sure enough, confirmed. The only thing I never want to hear anyone tell me is I've never heard that before. That's what it's going to say on my tombstone. Chris never heard that before, Christensen. Maybe I'll just stay here till we can, as long as I can stay here.
Chris decides to get some fatherly advice on the situation.
Okay, my truck's at Chud's. Have you ever heard anybody tell you I never heard that happen before?
Yeah? What happened?
A spark plug shot out of my motor.
What?
A spark plug shot out of my engine block.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Well, I was just told that I'd never heard that before, but now I'm hearing that you've heard that before.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
It must have been loose.
Well, I got a problem. My truck's at Chud's. I'm on the lake. I got fish, but I don't have enough trucks.
A truck breakdown puts Chris Christensen's fish delivery in peril. He could lose an important fish buyer.
Well, what about mine?
Well, I'm just wondering what to do.
Well, I'll have to come there, that's all.
That would help.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll be there. I'll let you know when.
Chris's dad, Robert, saves the day.
Emergency Robert rescue once again. This time it's not for an auger, but he offered. So I knew he probably would. Today it's going to work out good, but if I can keep lifting while I got the boys here, maybe it's going to work out okay. That's the way the winter goes. Everything just kind of breaks in series. As long as everything doesn't break on all at the same day, then it's good. Don't ask for trouble, eh? It'll find you. I guess I could phone on that truck, but no, you know what? I really don't want to know. I'll live this moment, just this moment right now. And we're on the last net, so we'll get into shore, and the day just kind of worked its way out somehow.
Now the race is on as the fish buyer has called to demand a 4 p.m. delivery. Everything depends on his dad's arrival with a working truck.
Well, I got a call from Chris to tell me the news, and I started laughing after he told me that a spark plug shot out of his engine. I've heard of something like this before, but only when they got loose. That's what I've heard of it. So I threw everything down, put some fuel in the truck, and here I am ready to go.
You see what they got there? Huh? There's more coming. I wouldn't have been able to take it all home if I didn't have your truck. I was gonna just do half the nets and then maybe do the rest of them tomorrow.
That's why you have a father.
That's kind of nice to have family when you need them, especially one who has a truck. Perfect timing. We pulled in, he pulled in just in front of us. Like you know what? He's instinctual. He kind of knows exactly what's gonna happen.
We got the whole crew.
So there we go. 3 trucks again, off for another load. So we got all the fish. We're gonna get all where it's gotta go, and all the promises we made the night before are our dreams come true today.
Early the next morning.
It's great here. The treetops are moving a little. A milder day too, but as soon as you get on the lake with the wind, the temperature is going to drop 10-15 degrees, and the wind and the snow is going to make everything that much harder. So it's not going to be fun.
Trevor heads back onto the lake for what he's hoping is a smooth day lifting nets.
Just want to see if I can keep this windshield from ripping off on the way. That's too windy to be out today. Let's do what we can, I guess. It's worse than I thought it was going to be out here.
It's a constant battle against the elements.
Holy, this is crazy. If there was more, great, but this net's looking pretty slack. Thought it was dying down a little bit, but it's definitely picking up. You can barely see the islands or anything like that now, and it is going to be a little tougher getting in because I hadn't even bothered marking the trail yet. Just kind of took it for granted. So there's no trail. I mean, after this snow, I guess your trail's gone. So whatever, you try and find a new way home. Nothing is built. Nothing is built for that crazy level of cold weather. Like literally your hands are exposed for a minute and you like can't work. It gets tough. At this point, I've got enough fish. I'm good to go in and to get these guys home. Find it.
But then Riley has a problem.
It's seized. It's seized. Yeah, we can't turn it over at all. He was just driving, and I was riding beside him, and he just died. And nothing. Tried calling Trevor, he's not answering. Go get Trevor and bring another sled back to take that. I'm gonna have to pull the belt up. I'm gonna have to tow this back with another snowmobile.
Honestly, it's like stuff is just always freaking breaking down.
It's been a non-stop nightmare for the last 2 weeks now with all these sleds. Hasn't been a time that we've won any fight with them.
For Trevor, this breakdown marks the 4th snowmobile this season. Over 20 grand in busted equipment.
I pulled the belt off. It's ready to go. 3-year-old.
I'm not even mad. I'm not even surprised at all. I know snowmobile was going to break down today because it's a day of the week ending in day.
Yep.
Of course. What do you guys think the problem is?
I don't know, because I didn't want to dig too deep into it. Anyways.
Well, yeah, I'll tow it in with this guy, I guess. Total loss, so I don't make anything today. Luckily, I got a couple days, so every day this season there's been an issue with the snowmobile, so I'm glad I'm buying that new one because I just can't take it anymore.
The next day, Trevor decides to look at yet another vehicle that can help him on the ice.
Yeah, I've seen videos of these things in action before. They're pretty cool. Like, there's definitely nothing quite like it. It's an amphibious vehicle. We're gonna test out an Argo, which is a brand new vehicle to me. Never used one before in my life. But it's interesting to me because it's amphibious. So, I mean, at this time of year, first ice, it could be something that's useful. This is crazy. It is a lot like a bombardier. It's probably not as big and heavy duty, but to me, it's kind of like a side-by-side that can float, you know? It's been pretty rough with us so far with the snowmobiles and all that junk. Like, it's been constantly stuff breaking down. I'm willing to spend the money. I want to buy something new. It's just a matter of what that's going to be. Working with it every day, so whatever we buy kind of has to take a little bit of torture. So I'm probably going to do that today and give it a run for its money. No way a bombardier side-by-side could turn on that radius. Pretty impressive. Oh. The one benefit this thing has is it's amphibious and it floats, so maybe it's the right way. I mean, I could pull it. Really, that's what all this is about, is pulling the caboose, getting fish to shore. This thing's a little lower than I would like, but it might still be the right idea, so I'm willing to try it out. That is pretty cool. It's got power. I mean, it's the only thing it doesn't cab either. So at least this side by side, you can put something on it. Same with the bombardier. This to me is more of like something like a 100. To me, there's more customization you can do with it. It's more like design. Side by side, if you get something new, you've got the warranty with it. And to me, I feel like that's probably the right way.
This season, Chris is trying to step away from the ice.
I don't have much hands on anything today, and you're going to see me try to do more of that.
Come and drive the sled.
His goal is to leave the fishing to his crew so he can concentrate in other areas of the business.
We got so much fish to catch and da-da-da-da-da. How are we going to do that? We know how to do that. What I'm more interested in is finding out where that fish ends up. I want to know more about the other end of the fishery and who's selling it and how it's being marketed. So now I see this differently. And I got Devin and Joel just at the right age where they can just take this caboose as something new to them.
But for Chris, stepping back is easier said than done.
Try not to get in the way. When we start putting that net back, you're going to see that belt here. I don't know if it got wet or if this is too slack on the pulley. I got another belt. I'm going to put another belt on there and see if that makes a difference, but I got to wait for Joel. Hey, chatty chat. Tubbs, don't think about what you have to tell someone.
The role of Papa Bear is difficult for Chris to relinquish.
3 people in here working, not standing around vaping. You want to prove to people that you can do what you say you're going to do. Golden rule, I've told the boys. And that way, when I'm not around, maybe I don't have to be. Things will still work. You know what I'm saying? They've got brains just like anybody else. You want this to go higher, right? Okay, well, I mean, I'll try that. If that doesn't work, then I'll try another belt. If that doesn't work, then I don't know what to do. The water's dripping down on the belt. And even on here, look at how the water's collecting on the spool. So the line is icing up and so is the belt. It needs to be dry so that when you engage it, it tightens up. Okay, let's see what happens. Here we go. Look at that. It's already making a noise. Look at the ice on it. See the ice on it? This needs to be protected. Look at that. Look at the ice on it. See the ice on it?
Chris Christensen has an ice buildup problem in his lifting caboose.
Jeffy, ring toss. Let's get this son of a on here and just try it already. Then I'm not going to be happy till I do. Oh, God. Devin, come here. Turn this pulley. Easy. Ah, there we go. Okay, leave it. The machine is there. The machine will work. A man built it. A man should be able to fix it. Is my hope. And there's enough bodies around here. Get this machine correct and then go from there. I'm not even here sometimes. It seems like I'm somewhere else.
At the end of a difficult day, Chris has learned to keep things in perspective.
Here we go! Being on the lake all day and working in those conditions, what do they remember?
Keep them in there, turn it around.
Now that's a place they shouldn't sit. And the problem is there's a glitch inside.
Do they remember how cold it was? What I made them do on the lake? Do they remember their hands were numb? Do they remember their feet were frozen? Or do they remember Jeff popping out of the box and at the end of the day, ready to go do it another day?
Did you know or what?
Well, when Joel got in, I don't trust him.
You can't bring yourself down because it brings everybody else down.
Sinking money into any sort of piece of equipment is kind of scary too, because there can always be the next best thing that comes along and then you go, oh, I bought this old thing that's obsolete, or why did I just spend $50,000 on bombardiers and snowmobiles when I didn't need them? So you have a nice little fish keychain so that I know it's a fish vehicle. I'm excited. I get to try my new side-by-side, my new bombardier. It's really just a test run day, going to see how both of these things work.
Putting his bad luck with snowmobiles behind him, these two vehicles should see Trevor through the rest of the winter season.
My dad yesterday just looks at it and says, good luck finding room up there for them. I've been getting by using a lot of their stuff, so I do feel like that's part of my growing up too, is really taking on more responsibility myself and I'm not having to use and abuse so much of their equipment. It's comfortable and it's big. It's a nice wide gauge bombardier, so I'm told it has a lot of power. Okay. Let's do it. I'm going right now. This year's the most rapid growth I've ever experienced by far. I do see a future in the industry, and I'm definitely just looking forward to pretty much expanding the business as much as I can and becoming, I guess, a really big player. It's ambitious and it is aggressive as far as a goal goes, but I do feel like I'm set for it in a way. I mean, I do have a background of people who have been very successful in the fishery. So for me, it just feels like the next logical step, you know, and it's something I'm passionate about and that I want to do well in, and I feel like I see necessary steps I have to take. And this thing's fast.
Next time on Ice Vikings.
You know, you say,
Get out, get out.
Every day is a new surprise of some sort of bull.
calling the fish gods.
In a snowstorm, go driving right into this thing. You're not coming out of there.